Hi, today, we are going to talk about Wright brothers. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, were two pioneering American inventors and aviation pioneers. They are best known for inventing, building, and flying the world's first successful powered aircraft. Early life of the Wright brothers. Wilbur Wright, born April 16, 1867, was the older brother, born in Millville, Indiana. Orville Wright, born August 19, 1871, was the younger brother, born in Dayton, Ohio. The Wright family was close-knit and creative. Their father, Milton Wright, was a bishop in the Church of the United Brethren in Christ, and he encouraged intellectual curiosity. Their mother, Susan Wright, was an inventor in her own right, and it's said she built her own sewing machine. This environment sparked the brothers' creativity from a young age. As kids, the Wright brothers were quite resourceful and interested in mechanics. Their early interest in flight was inspired by a tow helicopter their father gave them. This small, rubber band-powered tow fascinated them, and they spent much of their time experimenting with similar flying devices. Orville was known for being the more outgoing and adventurous of the two, while Wilbur was more studious and thoughtful. They were also competitive, which helped push them to constantly improve on their designs. They were both mechanically gifted and worked together on numerous projects from a young age. Education and early interests. Neither brother attended college, but they were avid learners. Wilbur attended high school briefly, but left after a few years due to family circumstances. Orville dropped out of high school in his senior year to start a printing business. Their interest in mechanics and machines led them into various pursuits, including printing, and later bicycle sales and repair. Their bicycle shop gave them the financial stability and technical skills they would need to fund their aeronautical experiments. Their fascination with flight grew as they read about the experiments of other aviators and engineers, and they began experimenting with gliders. They moved to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, because its strong winds provided the perfect conditions for their experiments. Eventually, they succeeded in flying the first successful powered aircraft, the Wright Flyer, on December 17, 1903. Despite early hardships, their work ultimately laid the foundation for modern aviation, forever changing the world. The journey of the Wright brothers from failure to success was one of persistence, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of their dream. It was a journey marked by numerous setbacks, mistakes, and challenges, but their unique combination of practical experience, mechanical skill, and dedication eventually led to the first successful powered flight in history. Here's a detailed look at their path, early beginnings and interest in flight. The Wright brothers' fascination with flight started in their childhood, sparked by a tow helicopter their father gave them. This early interest in flight grew over time, and in the 1890s, as young men, they began reading up on the latest aeronautical developments. They were particularly influenced by the works of aviation pioneers Octave Chanute, Samuel Langley, and others. However, it was their experience in the bicycle business that gave them the skills they needed to pursue flight. In 1892, they opened a bicycle sales and repair shop, which gave them financial independence and taught them mechanical and engineering principles. They used the profits from this business to fund their aeronautical experiments. The decision to pursue powered flight. The Wright brothers realized that no one had yet succeeded in creating a controlled, powered flying machine, and they decided to tackle the problem themselves. They studied existing theories about flight and quickly realized that many of the concepts used by previous inventors were flawed, especially when it came to controlling the aircraft in flight. They were convinced that control, rather than raw power, was the most important part of the puzzle. They began developing their own design, focusing on three key aspects: lift, the force that would keep the aircraft in the air; thrust, the force that would propel the aircraft forward; control, the ability to maneuver the aircraft in the air. The trials and errors. After years of studying and experimenting, the Wright brothers knew they needed to build and test gliders before attempting to build a powered aircraft. They began their first series of glider tests in 1900 at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, a location known for its strong and consistent winds. First failures 1900 to 1902. Their initial attempts were far from successful. The first glider, built in 1900, was an underwhelming failure. It didn't achieve sustained flight, and their control systems didn't work as expected. They made adjustments and tried again in 1901, but they still faced problems with both the lift and control of the aircraft. They also realized that their calculations for lift were incorrect. By this time, they had realized that they needed to take a more systematic, data-driven approach. They built a wind tunnel in 1901 to test different wing shapes and better understand aerodynamics. This innovation led to significant improvements in their designs. Breakthroughs 1902. In 1902, after several trials, the Wright brothers made a breakthrough with their glider. They designed a new wing shape and better control surfaces that allowed the glider to fly longer distances and maintain a more stable flight. They had finally solved the problem of control, which had stymied previous aviation pioneers. This success with the glider set the stage for the next step, adding a motor to the aircraft. To move to powered flight 1903, with the success of their glider, the Wright brothers were now ready to build a powered aircraft. They designed and built an engine themselves, as no suitable engine was available at the time. They also developed a new propeller system, knowing that traditional propellers were inefficient and would not work in the way they wanted. They completed the construction of the Wright Flyer, a biplane that was powered by a 12-horsepower engine, in late 1903. However, the challenges didn't end there. They still needed to perfect their takeoff, flight control, and landing. The historic first flight December 17, 1903. On December 17, 1903, in Kitty Hawk, the Wright brothers achieved what many had thought impossible: controlled, powered flight. The aircraft, piloted by Orville, flew for 12 seconds and covered 120 feet. The second flight, piloted by Wilbur, flew for 175 feet and lasted 12 seconds as well. In total, the brothers made 4 flights that day, each one an incremental improvement. However, it wasn't an instant success. The brothers continued to face mechanical problems, especially with the engine and propellers. But the fact that they had achieved controlled, sustained flight was a monumental achievement. They had proven that powered flight was possible. After the first flights, struggles and recognition despite their success in 1903, the Wright brothers faced challenges in gaining recognition for their achievement. At first, they struggled to get the public and government to take them seriously. Many people, including other aviation pioneers, were skeptical of their claims. Some even accused them of exaggerating their success. They continued to refine their aircraft and developed improved versions over the next few years. In 1904, they built a better, more reliable airplane that could fly for longer distances, and by 1905, they were flying a fully functional, controllable airplane for hours at a time. However, the Wright brothers still faced financial difficulties and continued to deal with skepticism. It wasn't until 1908, after a series of successful demonstrations for the U.S. Army and for the public, that they gained widespread recognition for their achievements, success, and legacy. By 1909, the Wright brothers had secured patents for their flying machine and formed the Wright Company to commercialize aviation. The success of the Wright brothers fundamentally changed the world, paving the way for the development of modern aviation. Their story was one of determination and ingenuity. Despite facing repeated failures, financial struggles, and doubts from others, they refused to give up on their dream. Their journey is a testament to the power of persistence and the importance of learning from failure. Without their groundbreaking work, aviation would not have progressed as quickly as it did, and the world would look very different today. The journey of the Wright brothers from failure to success is a powerful testament to perseverance, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of a dream. Despite facing numerous setbacks, including mechanical failures, skepticism from others, and financial difficulties, they remained dedicated to their goal of achieving controlled, powered flight. Through their systematic approach, rigorous experimentation, and willingness to learn from their mistakes, they eventually succeeded in making history's first powered, controlled flight. Their achievements not only revolutionized aviation, but also demonstrated that failure is not the end, but a crucial part of the path to success. The Wright brothers' legacy lives on as a symbol of how determination and ingenuity can change the world. What do you think we can learn from the success of the Wright brothers? Let me know in the comments. If you think you learned something, like, share and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching.